Then we finally arrive to the analytical part of the models. That is, there is a possibility of extracting further information of the things that we have obtained in our models before in the score surfaces or in the concentration images. So for instance, if I type Analyse Models, if I select a model, for instance, the PCA model PCA, accept, I will have the possibility of selecting the principal component that I want. Okay, for instance, this one, and then I can save, I can make morphological operations in this image, and then I can analyze it. I can get some basic statistics. Okay, oh, sorry, I have to save this image. Okay, select the sample and select the mask, and now I can do basic statistics. Okay, so select image, just the one I just selected sample. Okay, and here I have basic statistics of the elements of this image. In this case, doesn't make much sense, but in other cases, it could make more sense. Another thing that I can do is, for instance, counting elements. Instead of the image, I want the mask, because now I want to see the elements that I have in that image. In this case, is selected mask. So I have basic information about the elements that I have here. This is extremely useful, for instance, for k-means or classification models. So for instance, let's select the model of k-means, accept data. And there is a special tick in here that says statistics from class or k-means models. Look at that. It tells you the relative amount per cluster. Okay, so 26% of cluster 1 of the blue and 26% of the second cluster, that is the cyan, 4% of the cluster yellow, and 42% of the cluster red. And here we have the percentages of the 4 clusters and the 4 elements that we find. This is element 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in the first one, you can see we have 95% of cluster number 1, 0% of cluster number 2, and things like that. Okay, so I think it's this way. This is the element number 1, and this is cluster number 1, 95%, cluster number 2, 0.09%. This is small pointing here. Cluster number 3, 4.7%, and cluster number 4, 0.09%. So it's pretty useful tool in order to extract some information from your classification models or for your k-means models. Okay, we also can count with, for instance, let me see, if I load a PCA model again, this one, and I save it again, I can make more, as I said before, I can make morphological operations or binarization, but I can also study the homogeneity with 3 methods, with macropixels, with fractals, and with gray level concurrence matrices. Okay, so for instance, with macropixels, okay, I will just set the image, that is sample 1. Okay, and I don't have to do anything else. It's calculating the macropixel curve. You see, so this would be our actual curve. This image is 30%, and things like that. Okay, so this is the analytical part. Of course, I can save all these results. Okay, and of course, I can copy paste this in Excel or in whatever part we have. Okay, so in this case, what we do is to allow you to have a look at a different look at the results that you have in your image. For instance, in the PLS model PLS, here we are. That is the prediction image. Okay, for instance, here I can just say I save it. Okay, and I want you to calculate basic statistics, the basic statistics of the image that I just Here we are. There we are. It's perfect. The mean for a standard kurtosis skewness, of course, but the histogram actually showing me the different clumps that I have in here. Okay, so it's another analytical tool that we have in HyperTools.